Okay, so before we go anywhere and before we do anything, we need to make sure that we are at one with our breath and that we are happy breathing. So just get yourself into your comfortable seated position in whichever fashion is the most comfortable to you. You don't have to sit cross-legged. You can sit on your knees or you can sit with your legs out front. That is entirely up to you. And then just start to bring in a little bit more concentration into your breath. Nothing too drastic at this stage, just being aware of your breathing. Maybe taking a few deep breaths in through your nose and some longer breaths out through your mouth if you feel that's what you need to settle yourself. And if you haven't done so already, either begin to close your eyes or start to look down towards the floor if you're not comfortable closing your eyes. Try your best to then find a nice rhythm for your breath. Good. Now I want you to start to take hold of your breath just a little bit more. So let's try and lengthen it out. So whatever your breathing rate was just a moment ago, see if you can just make it slightly longer on your inhale and slightly longer on your exhale. And then start to feel like you're trying to fill up every part of your chest, including right down here by your diaphragm, the base of your lungs. When you inhale. And every time you exhale, squeezing your belly button back towards your spine, encouraging to squeeze out just that little extra bit of air from your lungs. Good. Now as you inhale, I want you to draw your shoulders up towards your ears and then just squeeze them up nice and tall. And then when you next need to exhale, take them back and down. Good, and then just do that a few more times. Just lifting those shoulders up to the ears, squeezing them up. And then as you exhale, taking them back and down. Good, one more time. Lifting them up and then taking them back and down. Good, let's reach our left arm up towards the ceiling. Turn the palm so it's facing towards the right hand side and take your right hand out to the side and down onto the mat. Good, inhale to reach this arm up a little higher and then exhale to stretch yourself over to the right hand side. Good, now staying low, we're going to bring this top hand down onto the floor, move ourselves around, keeping that chest low, all the way over to the other side, and then reaching our right arm up to take the twist on the other side. Good, let's go back to where we were. So again, keeping it nice and low, moving our fingers around to the other side, and then reaching our left arm up. And again, moving ourselves around, keeping low. Over to the other side, lift, other arm up. Before windmilling yourselves back to your seated positions, both hands reaching towards the ceiling. Stretch the sides of your body as much as you can. Good, then exhale to draw your hands down behind you. Turn your fingers so they point forwards. And either just lean back into your palms and lift your chest, or if you're feeling it, maybe lift your hips away from the floor as well, to stretch out the front part of your body and open up your chest. Good, and lower your bum back down towards the floor, and then move yourself forwards so you're folding over your knees. Good, come all the way back up to center. Let's take a twist over to the left-hand side, gently pulling on your knee if you need to help twist yourself around. And then moving yourself the other way. Oh, my spine popped in that one. Felt wonderful. Good. And then shake out your hands. Turn your head gently from side to side. And make your way onto all fours. So making sure your knees are underneath your hips and that your wrists are underneath your shoulders. Fingers are spread. We're going to slowly start to move ourselves around the mat. Okay, so going right over the tops of your fingers, wide off the side of the mat, and then coming back towards your heels. Good, let's bring in our breath here as well. So inhaling as you move forwards, exhaling as you come back. Good, whichever direction you've gone in, go the other way. Good, come back to center. Bring your hands a little bit further forwards on the mat. Make sure your toes are tucked and lift yourself up and back into a downward facing dog. Good, take a long breath in and then sigh it out. Good, now we're going to start to rock forwards into a plank and then immediately lift our hips back and up into downward facing dog. Good, so just keep this rocking motion going from forwards to backwards, feeling the change in the movement of your hips and your shoulders. Good. We're going to start to bring our knees in with it, okay? So taking our left knee forwards as we come forwards and then back. Good, right knee forwards and then back. Good, left knee forwards and back. Right knee forwards and back, and then stay in your downward facing dog. Breathe. Long breath in. And then let it go. Bring your knees to the floor. Untuck your toes. And sink yourself back into a child's pose. Good, pop yourself high onto your finger pads, lifting your palms away from the floor, keeping your arms active in your child's pose. Head is loose, either resting on the floor or on a brick, or just dangling. Good, before pressing your hands back down into the floor, pulling yourself back up onto all fours, give your tailbone a little wiggle from side to side. Good, then tuck your toes, lift yourself back and up. Downward facing dog. Good, now when you're ready, press down on your right foot a little bit more firmly so you can lift your left leg up, straight up behind you. Good, now come high and long on your right leg. Curl the left leg underneath you and step the foot up in between your hands. Lower the back knee down. Swing your left arm round to the back of the room and then swing it all the way back down towards the floor. Lift your back knee away from the floor and then step your body up to the top of the mat. Good. Press down firmly with your feet and lift yourself high into a standing position. Arms lifted. Good. Fold yourself back down towards the floor. Come high onto your tiptoes. Either step back, hop back, or fly to the back of your mat into a plank. Good, lower yourself down through a chaturanga and back into a cobra. Good, tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. Good, let's press more weight into the left foot so you can lift your right leg up. Then start to straighten out your left leg as you curl your right leg underneath, stepping your foot up in between your hands. Good, lower your left knee down. Inhale to draw that right arm all the way back. Open the chest before then bringing it all the way back round to the front. Good, lift the back knee, step yourself up, press firmly into the floor to lift into a standing position. Good, let's fold ourselves back down towards the floor. Again, high on the tiptoes. Either step, hop, or fly to the back of your mat into a plank. Good. Lower yourself down through chaturanga, back into cobra, and then take a child's pose. Good. Long breath in. Sigh it out. Good. Let's pull ourselves all the way back up. Let's take our downward facing dog. Good. Slowly, let's pull forwards into a plank and then immediately lift our hips to go back into downward facing dog. Good. Again, pull forwards, keeping this rhythm going. Keep moving your body nice and fluidly. Good, just a few more. Good, now let's start to bring our knees in. So left knee comes forwards and back. Right knee comes forwards and back. Left knee. Good. Right knee. Good, pause there in your downward facing dog. Good, left knee lifts. Sorry, left foot lifts. Good, curl it underneath and step the left foot up in between your hands. Now squeeze your legs together and then lift yourself up into a high lunge. Good, maybe even tilt back here a little bit. Good, now we're going to start to turn to the left-hand side and bring our arms out. So we're taking it into a twist. Hold it there, breathe. As you exhale, we're going to pivot our hands back down towards the floor. Good, shift your right leg all the way up. Hover the knee next to the left knee, point the toes back, and then send it all the way to the back of the mat. Good, again, inhale, lift it up, flamingo. And then take it all the way back. Good, let's lower the back knee down. Let's take the left foot out to the side so that you can bring your left hand onto the inside of your left foot. Good, now let's just do some small circles with our hips here, shifting it back, round and forwards. Good, whichever direction you're moving in, take it in the other direction. Good, let's shift that left foot back into the center. Lift the right knee away from the floor and then step yourselves back into a plank, down through chaturanga, curling it back into cobra. Good, and then take a child's pose. Breathe. Good, let's pull ourselves all the way back up onto all fours. Tuck the toes and then lift yourself up and back, downward facing dog. Good, again, let's move ourselves forwards and backwards between plank and downward facing dog. Staying nice and springy on your feet. Good, when you're ready, stay in downward facing dog and lift your right leg up. Good, curl that leg underneath you and step it up in between your hands. Again, squeeze those two legs towards one another. When you're ready, inhale, let's lift. Coming up into a high lunge. Good, let's start to twist to the right. Arms come out. Breathe. Pause here. Good, long breath in. As you exhale, pivot those hands down again towards the floor. We're going to pick up the back leg and lift it and hover at the top of our mat. Good, so when you're ready, inhale, lift. Point those toes back, squeeze the knees together, and then send them back. Good, lift, squeeze and hover, and then send them back. Good, inhale, squeeze and lift, and then send them back. Good, let's lower that back knee down. Take the right foot out to the side so the right hand can come on into the center. Good, let's start to do those circles. Good, go in the opposite direction. Good, let's shift that right foot back in towards the center. Lift the back knee. This time we're going to step ourselves all the way to the top of the mat. Good. Press into the floor. Come all the way up to standing. Reach those hands. And then bring your hands down by your side. Good. Hands next to your body. Lift your chest. Breathe. Just feel your heart rate. Noting that it's elevated. Pumping you full of energy. Good. When you're ready, let's start to drift our hands back up towards the ceiling. Nice and slowly bend your knees and take yourself down to folding over your legs. Good. High on the toes, either step back, hop back, or fly to the back of your mat. Good. Downward facing dog. Bring your left knee up as you come forwards over your hands. Take it back, downward facing dog. Good. Right knee up, back. Left knee up, back. Right knee up, back. Left knee up, back. Last one, right knee up, back. Stay in your downward facing dog. Good, breathe. A long breath in, steady breath out. Long breath in, steady breath out. Good, let's come high onto our toes and quick step ourselves all the way to the top of the mat. Hang low over your legs and gently swing yourselves gently around your hips. Head is loose. Good, nice and slowly, let's start to bring our body up. Rolling our spine up nice and slowly. Shoulders come back, chest opens. Good, close your eyes. Breathe. Bring your hands onto your waist. Take your feet a little bit further apart, so hip distance apart. And now let's start to do a standing mince, as I so call it. We bend into one knee and straighten out the other. Good. Keep that movement going as you then start to reach your arms up towards the ceiling. It's kind of like skiing legs. Good, now we're going to bring stillness to our legs and then fold ourselves forwards. Good, again, come high onto your toes. Your choice whether you want to step back, hop back, or fly to the back of your mat. Good, lower yourself through a chaturanga, back into a cobra, and then take a child's pose. This time taking your hands behind your back if you're able to, interlace your thumbs and reach your hands towards the ceiling. Breathe. Good, wherever you are, bring your hands back down. In front of you, reach them as far forwards as you can. Pull yourself up nice and slowly to all fours. Tuck your toes. Lift yourself up and back into a downward facing dog. Good, option here either to stay in your downward facing dog and breathe, or to bring your right hand and take hold of the outside of your left shin and look underneath your left armpit. Good, swap over your hands. Look under your right armpit. Good, come back to center. Let's lift our right leg up. Good, curl the leg underneath and step the foot up in between your hands. Good, again, squeeze the two legs together as you then lift. High lunge. Good, we're gonna immediately turn on our back foot, bringing ourselves out into a warrior two. Take a moment to check your feet and the distance between those feet. Good, now try and sink into that front knee as much as you can. Bring your hands to your hips. Good, turn and look forwards. Good, now bring your arms out and look over the top of your right hand. Turn that palm so it's facing towards the ceiling. Bring the other hand so that it's on the left hip. And then when you're ready, inhale. We're gonna lift up into exalted warrior and exhale to come back into normal warrior, okay? Inhale to lift. Exhale, back. Inhale to lift. Exhale, back. So you really want to feel like you're stretching the right side of your body. Good, next time you come back to normal warrior, stay there. We're now going to take that left arm behind us and reach towards the back of the room. Good, this time, as you lift this arm up, we're going to turn to the side and straighten our front leg. And then we are going to rebend into our warrior two. Good, when you're ready, inhale, lift and bend. Inhale, lift, exhale, bend. Inhale, lift, exhale, bend. Good, last one, inhale, lift, exhale, bend, and then windmill your hands down to the floor, unplug your back heel, step yourself back into a plank, take yourself down through a chaturanga and a cobra, and take yourself back into a child's pose. Breathe, catch your breath. Good, and then slowly let's make our way back to downward facing dog. This time let's lift our left leg up, curl it underneath and step that foot up in between your hands. Good, squeeze the two legs together and inhale to lift yourself high. High lunge, immediately twist that back foot down and bring yourself out, warrior two. Take a moment to look at your feet. Bend into that left knee. Left hand comes forwards. Good, again, inhale, lift, exhale, level. Inhale, lift, exhale, level. Keep these movements going. See if you can stretch out the left side of your body. Good. Next time you come back to warrior two, pause there. Let's take our right hand to the back of the room. Same thing as we did before, just on this side. So when you're ready, inhale, front leg straightens, turn to the side and lift. Exhale, rebend, warrior two. See if you can keep these movements nice and fluid. Good, let's just do a few more. Good, the next time you come back into your warrior two, stay there. Good, long breath in. As you exhale, pivot those hands back down towards the floor. Unplug your back heel, step yourself back into a plank. Good, take yourself down through a chaturanga, back into a cobra. Hold it here, squeeze your bum, squeeze your heels. Open your chest. Breathe. Good, slowly lift your hips and sink yourself back into your child's pose. Again, head either on the floor, on a brick, or dangling. Good, take a long breath in and then let it go. Good, pressing your hands down into the mat. Pull yourself up, all fours, tuck your toes. Hips lift, downward facing dog. Good, come high onto your toes. And then quick foot yourself all the way to the top of the mat. Roll the body up. And find that mountain pose again. With your hands at either side of your body. Feet are either hip distance apart or together. Chin is level with the floor. And regain your breath. Just take a moment to breathe. Let your shoulders release. Let your jaw relax. Here we're going to move into a balance pose. So let's take our feet hip distance apart if they're not there already. Good. Let's shift the weight over to our left leg so that our right leg can begin to lift. Good. Now keep the toes active and then take hold, if you can, the knee and try and squeeze this leg up. Good. Now taking hold of this knee with just your right hand, we're going to start to open it up to the side. Now try and keep your pelvis level with the way you are facing. Okay, so this may depend on how open you can bring your legs. Okay, so try to resist twisting this way in order to open your leg more. Keep that pelvis pointing forwards and only open your leg as much as you're able to. Good, you may just want to stay here, holding your balance, finding that point in the room that doesn't move and focusing on it. If you want to go further, you may want to stretch your left arm in the opposite direction to your leg. Again, try not to lean, but staying upright, pelvis is still forwards. Finally, if you want to go to the last stage, you might want to lengthen out that leg. If you can take hold of your toes with your other foot, I can't, but if you can, go for it. And hold it here, breathe. Good, then wherever you are, nice and slowly, bring yourself back through the positions to get yourself back to standing. Good, just shake out your legs, especially the one you were standing on, and set yourself up, ready to do the opposite side. Feet hip distance apart. Weight shifts over to the right leg. Lift the left leg away from the floor. Hold it with your hands, if you can. Good. Stand up straight. When you're ready, keeping that pelvis pointing forwards, open the leg up. As far as you're able to. Good, breathe. Again, you may want to stay here or move to the next step by taking that right hand out to the right hand side, or the final step to lengthen this leg out and breathe. Wherever you are, breathe. Try and find that point in the room that doesn't move. Good, last few breaths before starting to bend that knee. Bring yourself back to center. Again, shaking out your legs. We'll do a standing mince before bringing yourself back into your mountain pose to gather your breath. Taking that long breath in through your nose and then a controlled breath out. See if you can fight the urge to take lots of breaths. It's difficult, but you can do it. Good, then wherever you are, make your way to the top of your mat. Again, inhale to lift your arms above your head, interlace your fingers and press the palms towards the ceiling. Good, as you exhale, uninterlace your fingers, bend your knees and fold slowly down towards the floor. Nod your head yes, shake it no. Good, bend deeply into your knees so your hands can come to the floor. Come high onto your toes if you can. And once again, either step back, hop back, or fly to the back of your mat. Good. Take yourself through a chaturanga and a cobra. Squeeze your bum, squeeze your heels. Breathe. Your ghosts are real. Lift your hips. And slowly sink yourself back to your most restorative child's pose. So maybe taking your knees a little wider to bring extra space for your hips to sink back into. Maybe you want to bring your hands around your body if you find that more restorative. Just so long as you're finding yourself in your most relaxed child's pose you can. And breathe. Yeah, nice and slowly begin to roll the body up so that you're sitting on your heels. Again, you can do this cross-legged if you prefer, or with your legs out front. It does not matter, it's whatever's more comfortable to you. The only benefit on sitting on your heels is you get to stretch your quad muscles here. Good, let's bring our left hand down, out to the side. And then reach the other hand over to take a side stretch, like we did at the beginning. Good, let's windmill our hands back down and over to the other side. Good, let's bring them back. And then take them a little bit behind, again, like we did at the beginning. Either just leaning into your palms to open your chest, or if you're feeling it, to lift your hips away from the floor. Whatever you're feeling, go for it. Good, slowly lower if you've lifted your hips. Good, shift your bum onto the floor and swing your legs round in front of you. Good. We want to try and make an L shape with our body and legs. So trying to sit up nice and tall. If you're struggling to do that, you're leaning back a lot, you can always wedge pillows under your bum to elevate yourself. Good, when you're ready, inhale, we're gonna lift our arms up towards the ceiling. Good, make your torso as long as possible. As you begin to exhale, begin to fold forward, leading with your chest, keeping your arms elevated. When your chest can't go forwards anymore, let your hands drop. If you're able to take hold of your toes, fine. If they drop short, then take underneath where your hands have dropped. So your calf, your knees, or the back of your hamstrings. Good, now inhale strongly. As you exhale, encourage your chest forwards. Feel that stretch running up the back of your legs. Shoulders back. Good, again, strong breath in. As you exhale, press that chest forwards. Keep those toes active. Good. Let's start to bend our left knee in towards our chest. Good, now if you're able to, pop this leg onto the outside of the right leg. If not, just keep it on the other side, okay? Will do. Now let's take our left hand behind us and reach our right hand up towards the ceiling. Good. As you exhale, cross your right arm onto the outside of your left leg and turn and look to the left. Into a twist. Now keep the toes active on your extended leg and breathe. Good, slowly move yourself back to center. Uncross those legs. Bring the other leg in. Again, pop it over the outside if you can. Good, let's swing the other hand behind us. Lift our left arm up. And then when you're ready, take that twist to the other side. Make sure your back hand is pressing down to help elevate your torso and that your toes are still nice and active on the extended leg. Good, when you're ready, slowly bring yourself back to center and unhook your legs. Good, let's bring our legs out, straight in front of us. Good. We're going to do one fluid movement, but we're going to try and do it as slowly as possible, okay, to bring ourselves all the way down to the back of the mat. So make sure you've got plenty of space behind you. Also remove any cushions or anything if you have anything underneath your bum. Good, when you're ready, lift your arms up, straighten yourself out, and again, do that fold forwards where we're leading with our chest, but our arms are still elevated. Good, let the hands drop. And now we're gonna unravel ourselves towards the floor. So keeping your spine rounded. Engage your core muscles in your abs and your chest to try and unroll yourself towards the floor. Good. Once you're fully down onto the floor, take your knees in towards your chest and gently rock yourselves from side to side. Good, we're going to lower our left foot down onto the floor, but keep the knee bent. We're going to take the right foot and cross it over the top of the left knee. We're going to be moving into thread the needle. When you're ready, thread your right hand through the hole you've made, taking hold of the back of your left knee with both hands. Good. Option here to lift and straighten your left leg. And then start to bring your nose closer towards your right ankle. Or you can keep that knee bent. If you keep it bent, you might find you can get yourself a little closer towards your right ankle. Good. Hold it here and breathe. Let your shoulders relax. Good. When you're ready, release that leg. And we're going to start to move our right foot down towards the floor by twisting onto our left hip. So keeping that right foot connected to the top of the left knee. Good. Then start to turn your head to the right and breathe. Good. Let's bring that foot back up. And then set ourselves up for thread the needle on the other side. When you're ready, thread left hand through, take hold of the underside of your right knee. Option again to lift that heel up towards the ceiling. As you then start to lift your nose towards your left ankle, or keeping it bent. Have a play around. And then when you're ready, let's lower that foot down. And again, start to track that left foot down towards the floor, turning onto our right hip. And then turning our head to the left. And breathing. Nice and slowly bring that back. Unhook the left ankle, knees come to the chest again. And then nice and slowly draw your legs forwards and down. Bring your hands down to either rest on your belly or just down by your side. Take a long breath in through your nose. And then let it go. Allow yourself to rest your eyes. Really nice and slowly start to regain your breath. Pull your knees back up into your chest. And then roll yourself over to either the right or the left-hand side. Pressing yourself up. So you come back to that seated position. Reaching the crown of your head towards the ceiling. Letting your shoulders release. Take a long breath in through your nose. And then let it go. flutter your eyelids open. Thank you for joining today. I hope you're suitably moved for the end of your week. Now, you can go and treat yourself to whatever it is you want to treat yourself to. But to all of you who have practiced today, and most importantly, to yourselves, you can bow and say, Namaste.